Hello, everybody. So we're back again to read the next two chapters of The Dragons of Blueland. So this is the third book in My Father's Dragon in the 3-book series, and I can't believe that we're almost done with it. I'll have to start thinking of a new chapter book to read. So we're going to read chapter 7 and 8. Chapter 7, The Dragons of Blueland. And here you can see the picture? Tell me more about your family, said Elmer, as the dragon flew over the harbor and northward along the coast of Popsicornia. Do you all look alike? Oh, no, we've all got gold-colored wings and red feet and horns, but my father is blue and my mother is yellow. All my 6 sisters are green, ranging from yellow-green to blue-green. We boys are all both blue and yellow. I have wide stripes, but my 2 brothers have narrow stripes, one with the stripes going the other way. One has yellow polka dots on blue, and one blue polka dots on yellow. And one has a yellow head and a body and 1 leg, but 3 blue legs and a tail. One is speckled blue and yellow like a bird's egg, and the last has patches of blue and yellow. How wonderful! You must look like an Easter parade when you're all out together. I guess we do, said the dragon, especially when Father has us doing our exercises. He's a great one for exercises. Exercises? Said Elmer. You know, standing on your head and somersaults and leapfrog and all that sort of thing. Of course, in the summer, we spend most of our time mowing the meadows and tending to the flowers. Each one of us has a special part of Blueland to take care of. I wonder what's become of my piece. I suppose Mother has taken it over. I had the marshy part near the lakeside. That's why I am so particularly fond of marsh marigolds and skunk cabbages. And here's a picture of some of the dragons. But what about in the wintertime? Asked Elmer, looking down at the line of waves breaking against the rocky shore in the moonlight. It must be very cold and snowy, and not much fun for exercising. Oh, we do our exercises summer and winter. Father sees to that. And of course we have lots of fun sliding down the mountain slopes onto the frozen lake. But the winter is really fun because we sit in a circle in our cave and Father tells us scary stories about knights. It seems there used to be a lot of knights who rode about just looking for dragons. They captured and killed most all of us, but a few of us escaped to Blueland. My father says his grandfather could remember the knights very well, with their heavy coats of armor and lances and swords and helmets. Oh, sure. I've read about them in books, said Elmer. But those dragons were always fierce and about to eat everybody up. Nonsense, said the dragon. That's just what the knights liked to make people believe, so everyone would think that they were very brave when they went dragon hunting. Dragons look fierce sometimes, but they're really very gentle. That's why they finally ran away to Blueland. They wanted to be left alone. And now more men have decided to bother us. Goodness knows what they'll do to us this time. If only we get back in time. We can't possibly make it before tomorrow evening. That will make it over 2 days since I left. Oh, we'll save your family all right, said Elmer, hopefully. I can't wait to see them all. He snuggled up against the baby dragon's neck and dreamed of the rescue as they sped through the night toward the mountains of Blueland. Here's a picture. You can see some more of the dragons. And then on this page, you can see all of them together. Chapter 8, 2 Spiky Mountain Range. Where are we going to rest tomorrow? Asked Elmer, biting off a corner of a chocolate bar to help him stay awake. I'm trying to get all the way to Spiky Mountain Range, said the dragon. No more Mr. Wagon Wheel for me if I can help it. He's an awful... A searchlight, interrupted Elmer as the beam of light shot up from below, lighting up the dragon's gold-colored wings. Oh, it's from that ship, Elmer. They saw me last night, too. Hold on tight. I'm going to try and dodge it, yelled the dragon, swooping, diving up and down, swerving from side to side. Elmer grabbed the dragon's neck and held on as hard as he could. He didn't dare open his eyes, but he could hear men shouting on the ship. Right! Move it to the right! Faster! Faster! Now left! Hey! I think something's riding whatever that is! Looks like a boy! Shouted another man. And then the moon slipped behind a cloud bank. The dragon escaped the beam of light and flew frantically through the darkness, while the light danced over the sky, still looking for them. Oh, good work, said Elmer, feeling very dizzy and quite sick. But they saw us, both of us, moaned the dragon. That's all right. They don't know where we're going, and we'll have your whole family rescued by the time they decide what we are, said Elmer, wondering if it would be wiser to finish eating his chocolate bar then or later. He was still feeling sickish. I hope you're right, muttered the dragon doubtfully. On and on they flew until at dawn they were over Seaweed Bay and Due East Lookout. The dragon swung westward over Seaweed City and landed in a forest on Spiky Mountain Range. He was so tired that he fell asleep before he even had time for a drink of water. Elmer finished his chocolate bar, ate another, and a whole box of Fig Newtons. Then he drank from the mountain stream and curled up beside the sleeping dragon. Luckily, they didn't know who had seen them over Seaweed City. Ever since Mr. Wagon Wheel had glimpsed the dragon Thursday, he had been trying to persuade his neighbors that he really had seen a blue demon. No one believed a word of his story, but he had bothered the whole town so much that they told him to report it to the Seaweed City police. He had planned to go on Sunday, but changed his mind in the middle of Saturday night. He woke Mrs. Wagon Wheel. You take care of the morning milking, and I'll be back in time for dinner. I'm taking the horse and wagon. But, said Mrs. Wagon Wheel. I'm off, said Mr. Wagon Wheel, and Mrs. Wagon Wheel heard the kitchen door slam behind him. So at dawn, just as he was trotting through the outskirts of Seaweed City, Mr. Wagon Wheel looked up into the sky to see what sort of day it was going to be. He nearly fell out of his seat. The blue demon! He screamed. With a boy or somebody riding on its back. He looked around wildly for someone to show it to, but nobody was in sight, and by the time he reached the police station and had found someone to listen to him, Elmer and the dragon were safely hidden in the forest by Spiky Mountain Range. And here you can see Mr. Wagon Wheel. Chapter 9.